Welcome back to another Explainer. I'm so thrilled you're tuning in today because we're tackling a topic that, let's be honest, brings up a whole lot of anxiety for parents. And that is getting our tiny toddlers into sports. We all want our kids to be active, to be healthy, and, maybe eventually find a sport they actually love for life. But starting them at 3, 4, or 5 years old, man, it can feel totally overwhelming. Are they too young? Are they just way too uncoordinated right now? Is it going to be a frustrating mess of tears and thrown rackets? Well, if you are feeling that pressure, take a deep breath. Today, we're breaking down a really fantastic guide from the 3015 Tennis Academy in Glendale, California, and we are going to completely reframe how you look at early childhood sports.
So, it's the million-dollar question, right? Can a 3-year-old actually play a highly technical sport like tennis? Let's just address this burning question right out of the gate. The answer is an enthusiastic, resounding yes. But, and this is a massive but, it only works with the exact right equipment and the right expectations. If you're picturing your tiny human serving an ace at Wimbledon, well, let's hit the pause button on that. At this age, it is completely about movement and play. Okay, here's our roadmap for today. We'll be looking at the toddler tennis reality, going inside mini tennis, exploring the benefits beyond the court, managing parent expectations, and finally, choosing the right program. Which brings us right into Section 1, the toddler tennis reality. It's time to rethink the court for tiny bodies.
You see, toddler tennis looks absolutely nothing like adult tennis. And honestly, that is exactly the point. When we think of adult tennis, it's all about match tactics, right? Perfecting technique, hitting those powerful forehands. But toddler tennis? That is entirely about movement, play, listening, and basic coordination. We aren't just taking a big kid class and shrinking it down, expecting these little ones to behave like many adults. No way. We are building a fundamental foundation of play from the ground up.
I really want you to burn this phrase into your memory. The racket is a tool for fun, not a test. This is absolutely the core philosophy you need to embrace. Look, at ages 3 to 6, success is not measured by perfect strokes or footwork or somehow keeping the ball inside the lines. Success is measured in smiles. It's measured in participation. It's measured by whether or not your kid is actually having a good time out there with a racket in their hand. Let's move into Section 2, Inside Mini Tennis, where we'll look at scaling down for early success. So how exactly do we take a game that's normally played on a massive 78-foot court and modify it for a kid who's barely 3 feet tall? The answer is mini tennis and red ball training. This is a meticulously scaled-down version of the sport designed specifically for young children. Literally everything is customized to match their developing bodies. They play on short, narrow courts so they aren't totally exhausted just running to the ball. The rackets are short and super lightweight so they can actually swing them, and most importantly, the balls are larger and much softer. Scaling down the physical environment like this is what allows toddlers to truly engage with the sport comfortably, without feeling overwhelmed. And the math behind these special red balls is so fascinating. They travel at roughly 25% of the speed of a regular yellow tennis ball. Just think about that for a second. That 75% speed reduction, combined with a much lower bounce, gives a toddler the single most precious gift in sports: time. They have time to track the ball, time to move their little feet, and time to actually take a swing. This creates early moments of success. And that feeling of success, that's exactly what keeps kids coming back week after week. Plus, this isn't just some random assortment of equipment. It is part of an official, structured youth progression pathway. Step 1 is the red ball, which is generally for ages 3 to 7. From there, as they grow in size and skill, they progress to Step 2, the orange ball, then Step 3, the green ball, and finally, Step 4, which is the standard yellow ball that adults use. It's fantastic because it shows us as parents that there is a proven, structured method to our child's athletic journey. The coaches aren't just making it up as they go. All right, Section 3, Benefits Beyond the Court. This is all about building life skills from day one. Let's be real for a second. Most of us aren't signing up our 3 or 4-year-old to try and engineer the next professional tennis superstar. We're doing this to gain broader developmental payoffs. Just check out these hidden returns on your investment. We are talking about gross motor skills, the basic ability to run, to stop on a dime, and to maintain balance. We're talking about hand-eye coordination through simple things like rolling, catching, and tapping the ball. And then there are the incredibly crucial social skills, learning how to take turns, how to share physical space with other kids, and how to listen to an instructor who, shocker, isn't mom or dad. Plus, these short, structured activities gently stretch a toddler's attention span.
These foundational skills are amazing because they transfer to literally every single other sport or physical activity your child is going to try later in life.
So, the really crucial point here is this. Early, playful exposure builds deep athletic confidence way before the dreaded self-consciousness of older childhood sets in. Kids who start their athletic journey with fun, silly games rather than intense performance pressure, they tend to stick with sports far longer. They actually learn that moving their bodies is a joy, not a chore.
Moving to Section 4, Managing Parent Expectations. We've got to lead the pressure on the sidelines, folks.
All right, parents, it is time for a little tough love about our own expectations, because it is so easy to fall into these common traps. Mistake number 1 is pushing for technique way too early. Remember, enthusiasm matters so much more than form right now. Mistake number 2, comparing your kid to the other kids in the class. Please, whatever you do, don't do this. Children develop coordination on wildly different timelines. And mistake number 3 is expecting linear progress. Toddlers move in fits and starts. Literally, one week they might be hitting everything, and the next week they just want to sit down on the court and intimately study a ladybug. You have to keep your own energy light, because your kids read you closely. If you're stressed, well, they're going to be stressed.
So what does a realistic win actually look like? Well, a good coach expects wandering attention and will intentionally design the class around it by changing activities every few minutes. An early win is simply your child happily running to the ball and swinging without fear. And remember, toddlers have tired days. They have shy days. They have big feeling days. Having a complete meltdown on the court is perfectly normal and totally expected. It's just all part of the process.
And finally, Section 5, Choosing the right program. Let's find the local solution for your child. Now that we know what to expect and how the game should be modified, how do we actually find a program that does all of this? Here is a super handy checklist for you. First, make sure the program actively uses those slow red balls, the short rackets, and the small courts we talked about. Next, look for very small group sizes so your child actually gets some attention. Look for patient coaches who clearly love working with little ones. And crucially, look for a program that offers a free trial. A program that is confident in its toddler approach will always let you test the waters first to ensure it's a good fit. Remember, you want a program built specifically for toddlers, not just an adult class that's been watered down. Now, if you happen to be in the Los Angeles area, the source material for this explainer highlights a perfect local solution, the 3015 Tennis Academy right in Glendale. They check literally every single box on our list. Now, one quick note. While red ball tennis is generally great from age 3 upwards, the specific kids programs at 3015 actually begin at age 4. They use the proper red, orange, and green ball progression. The sessions are led by the founders themselves, Maher and Oleg, who are absolutely dedicated to keeping things patient and playful. And they serve families all across Glendale, Burbank, Pasadena, and La Crescenta.
I really love this quote from the Academy outlining their ultimate aim. They want to create a positive first experience that makes a child want to come back. I mean, that's it. That is the whole ballgame right there. The ultimate goal isn't a trophy. It is pure joy and sparking a lifelong love of movement.
So if you're local and you want to get your 4-year-old started, you can take full advantage of their free trial. You just call 818-722-3015 or visit them at 651 Glenwood Road in Glendale. It's a completely risk-free way to see this specialized toddler coaching in action for yourself.
So, as we wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with a thought to really chew on. Are you ready to trade the heavy pressure of the perfect forehand for the simple, pure joy of a rolling red ball? Embrace this paradigm shift, parents. Let go of that stress, lean all the way into the fun, and take that first stress-free step toward your child's athletic future. They are going to absolutely love it, and honestly, watching them have so much fun means you will too. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I will catch you on the next explainer.